Hello, I'm Mike Gordon, and welcome to another perfect playthrough. For the 7th game of Christmas, we get to play another game that's based on something from my childhood. My Morphin Power Rangers the movie. Came out in 95. Long ago and far away, a legendary interdimensional being known as Zord came to the city of Angel Grove to establish a vanguard in the never-ending struggle against evil. The aid of his trusted assistant, Alpha 5, the Noble Master sought out 6 extraordinary teenagers and gave them powers to transform into supreme fighting force. In time of great need, the young heroes could now call upon colossal assault vehicles known as Zords. While the identity of the 6 remained a guard secret, their courageous exploits soon became stuff of legend, bringing them the title of Power Rangers. Now, this is another one of those just beat the game conditions for a perfect playthrough. But this game actually allows you an opportunity to play as all 6 Power Rangers and all 4 Zords throughout the game. So, I will be taking this opportunity to show off every single playable character en route to beating the game. Now, I'm going to choose Easy Rank because it doesn't really matter what difficulty you choose. 6,000 years ago, a morphological being known as Ivan Ooze ruled the world with a reign of unparalleled terror. He ran entire planets of their adult population, then brainwashed the young to follow in his evil path. A faction of young warriors known as the Aura Meladin lured him into a hyperlock chamber and buried him deep underground, present-day Angel Grove. An inner city construction crew accidentally uncovers the hyperlock chamber and releases the evil power of Ivan Ooze. Yup, this is based on the movie. I haven't seen the movie since it came out in theaters back in '95. I was only 5 years old back then. So, as I was saying, I'm going to try to play as every single Ranger in the game. And which one do I want to do? Well, seeing as that blue's my favorite color, I'm going to start as the Blue Ranger. Well, there's another reason too. And that's because the Blue Ranger probably has the crummiest weapon in the game of any of the Rangers in the game. He uses, I think, a spear or a staff. And hypothetically, that would mean that he would have amazing range and whatnot. But no. His spear has basically no range whatsoever. And I'm choosing this for level 1 because level 1 is the easiest level with the weakest enemies that are the most straightforward to take down. Now, as I was saying, the difficulty setting doesn't really matter too much. The only thing that affects is the time limit. Alright, replenish my health. So, easy mode gives you 90 seconds, normal gives you 60 seconds, I believe. And hard mode gives you 45 seconds. Alright, so regardless of which option you choose, these enemies are this game is quite easy. You don't get any extra lives in this game, but you do get a massive health bar, and you get a ton of continues that you can actually, and you can also acquire more continues along the way. Alright, looks like we're near the end of level 1. So we're fighting... No, we're not. This is literally the end of the first level. Once released from the chamber, Ivan wastes no time and attacks the command center, damaging Zordon and Alpha 5. With Zordon down, the Power Rangers lose their powers. Alpha tells them of a power that will help save Zordon. With hesitation, Alpha sends the Power Rangers to the planet Thetis to find the Master Warrior, who will help them gain the power they need. Okay, so we are going to do this planet Thetis level. Meanwhile, Iva has gained mind control of the adults of Angel Grove and taken out Lord Zed and Rita. After landing on Thetis, the Power Rangers run into Dulcia, the Master Warrior, who saves them from the Tengu truck. She guides them to the Neola jungle where they will find the power that they are looking for. She warns them of the danger and sends them on their way. Okay, so we're gonna do this. That's the next level, I see. Before they go, Dulcia gives the Rangers the animal power, the Ninjetti, to help them survive. Continuing on through the jungle in their new ninja uniforms, the Power Rangers encounter many difficult enemies, including the skeleton creatures and the stone gargoyles. There's a lot of text. In the meantime, Iva has used the adults of Angel Grove to help dig up two of his morphological monsters, the Scorpitron and Hornetron. Back on Thetis, after defeating the stone gargoyles, the Rangers find the Temple of Great Power. They discover how to gain the great power of the temple. With the last of his power, Zordon contacts the Rangers and tells them about Ivan. With their new power, the Rangers blast back to Earth. Wow, we skipped a whole level? They land in Angel Grove as Ivan's ectomorphicons are destroying the city. Oh, that's kind of lame. The power is on. So we just get like two or three levels right off the gate. I honestly wonder if this game was rushed or what to meet the deadline, so they just nixed a huge chunk of the movie's plot. Anyways, now I get to choose one of these 5 remaining Rangers. I'll choose Yellow Ranger. And this thing is kind of unique as now we have obstacles with the moving vehicles. And I chose the Yellow Ranger because I honestly felt that even though she has a long-range weapon, as most of these Rangers outside of Blue has them, it's kind of the crummiest of the long-range weapons. Lots of startup and end lag due to the animations. But I do think it is still a fairly decent spacing tool. And we got an extra continue. Something I noticed is that the number of credits seem to be shared between the two players. Alright, so you basically have to double tap on the D-pad in order to run, just like Spider-Man, Venom, X, and Carnage, or Streets of Rage 3. Fortunately, it makes it very uncomfortable to attempt. And unfortunately, there's really no way, as far as I can tell, on how to break through a headlock. You just have to sit there and take it. So I'm just gonna keep running until I reach the end. Just try to get this over and done with quickly. So why did I hold off on this game until now? Honestly, after beating the games that I wanted to play the most, the games I wanted to play the most were Lethal Enforcer, Maximum Carnage, and Adventures of Batman and Robin. So this game's the 7th game of Christmas because it's definitely the easiest of the remaining games. And the most straightforward. I'm definitely taking a bit of a beating here. Okay, let's see some health replenishment already. So yeah, as a little kid, I was pretty big into Power Rangers. To the point that I was able to get my parents to take me to see this film on the big screen. And something that we can all agree on, regardless of if we think the show in any of its iterations was any good, is that the music is definitely it really kicks ass, I'll tell you much. It definitely knows how to keep your blood pumping. Alright, we're back to full health. These enemies just keep coming. Oh, come on! I think we're near the end. This game is paced pretty well. And even though this came out the same year as Adventures of Batman and Robin, this game is way easier. And honestly, even if the difficulty setting affected more than the in-game timer, I do think I owe myself to beat this game on an easier setting, considering just how much I had to go through to get to this point. Alright, this stage is done. Right now we gotta take on a boss fight. You gotta fight both of these giant contraptions. And right now we only have a choice between one of two Mega Zords. I'm gonna choose the Falcon one. The downside is I'm probably gonna end up having a much harder final battle later on, because This thing is way, way stronger than the other Megazord. Remember, I need to play as all the Rangers and all the Zords. I mean, look how overpowered he is. He flies around the screens. He's super aggressive. But at least you can, yeah, you get to slam your enemies down. In fact, apart from NBA Jam, this is probably the game that had the least amount of editing to it. Scorpiotron. Alright, alright. Alright, little bugger. Honestly, I don't really remember the movie too well. I believe Zoron dies, but then comes back to life at the end. I do know that that half the Rangers were replaced by new faces in this film. Boy, when I joined, I didn't think that things would get this rough. Rocky spoke. No kidding, Aisha replied. Adam replied, remember when we joined? So, the red, yellow, and black Rangers were replaced in the movie. At Rhea's moon base, Lord Zod suddenly appears, one that Rhea could not handle. So this is a flashback to a story arc. The Green Ranger has been losing his morphine powers, and Zed's new putties are giving the Rangers a very tough time. Even the Megazord and the Dragon Zord have been defeated. Seems like atomic darkness is about to come. Tommy's Green Ranger power faded, Zoron transformed into the stronger White Ranger. Alright, stage 3. So, even though this is technically the White Ranger's story arc here, I'm gonna move to the Pink Ranger for her range attacks. Trust me, you're going to need a decent spacer for this stage, because this is where the game starts picking up quite a bit in terms of difficulty. Zed's putty enemies and minions are way stronger than Ivan Ooze's minions. Now, I definitely know that none of this stuff here is in the movie, so if I had to take a guess, this stuff is just added in as context clues for those new to the movie who need some catching up on the show's lore or something. Because all of this stuff is just background, is just backstory for the movie. Which could explain why there were a number of levels that were just that were seemingly just passed over. So even if you don't hit the enemies at a distance, it at least allows us to play the long game. Alright, this battle's over. I'm gonna try to grab this barrel. Okay, looks like we already beat all the enemies, so... Just trying to space myself. Sentinel ear. So this is technically a different enemy. I think the previous one was like neck. And man, this one is way, way aggressive. Alright, so that's one down. Oh boy. And here's Sentinel Ring. Ooh, you cast magic. So I'm gonna try to take out all these putties first. They don't respawn infinitely. So once they're all gone, I can then concentrate all my... Oh, never mind. She ran away. And now we have to fight all three of these bitches all at the same time. Wait, are they female? It's not hard to tell. But anyways, I have a ton of health, so I should be able to fight these enemies off just fine. So yeah, this level and the next one are supposed to tell the story of how the red, yellow, and black Rangers wound up finding their replacements. Bit of trivia, the Red Ranger from the original show was played by John Bosch, who would go on to become a voice actor. Noteworthy roles include Kaneda in the redub of Akira. I will finish those pesky Power Rangers off. Grow, grow, grow! So here's the big boss this time. And he also voiced Furion in from Final Fantasy II in the Dissidia games. I'm just gonna use the White Ranger's Zords for now, so I can then devote the rest of my time to the Mega Zords. And these enemies are just gonna... man. Did I feel like I picked the wrong Zord for this fight? Because it becomes insanely... because You can definitely tell that the Tiger Zord just gets bullied by these three units. I mean, Jesus freaking Christ! Alright, so good. Man, they sure beat the piss out of me, but at least I survived that. Due to Bulk and Skull's stupidity, 3 Angel Grove teenagers and a teacher are kidnapped by Gold. While chasing a runaway baby carriage, the Power Rangers must save them before it's too late. So yeah, we're still in this flashback. So, I'm choosing the Black Ranger. That's right, I'm saving the Red and White Rangers for last. Now, I need to go to 3, 4, 5. It's this 5th rock formation. Break that open and then go through the entrance in order to make forward progress. For now, we gotta fight Zed. Or we have to beat up his hands. As far as I know, I cannot figure out how to avoid getting hit here. I guess you have to anticipate when he's about to go off and then jump out of the way, but I just chose the path of endless aggression. And now he uses a gun. So, as I was saying, this is basically the story of the replacement Rangers. And how they took over the reins of Power Rangers for the movie. And also how the Green Ranger became the White Ranger. Now we're gonna fight Golder. Yeah, the beat-em-up mechanics in this game isn't the most refined, but it is fun. But it is a fun game to play. I honestly would not be surprised if this was generally seen as the definitive Power Rangers video game for a lot of people. The Super Nintendo also got its own version of the Power Rangers movie, but it is also a different game, just like Batman and Robin. So right now I'm bullying Golder while Golder is just being avoidant. Alright, looks like this stage is done. Now to fish this pesky Power Rangers off. Grow, grow, grow! Now Golder has turned giant. And now I'm going to do the Thunder Megazord. Yeah, I know that Power Rangers is based on a Japanese Super Sentai series, though generally goes its own direction with its own characters here in the West. Or I'm just letting Goldor bully me. Man. This guy sucks. Alright, then I figure out my system. Just play defensive and let him come to you. I have to get a little aggressive because if the timer runs out, then then the game will start sapping away my life. So it's not like you can play purely defensive the whole way. So even though the game itself is pretty easy, the bosses are definitely getting a little tougher. Alright, looks like we won this fight. Oh boy, just 2 more levels! While being rescued by the Rangers, the teenagers find out that Billy is the Blue Ranger. In the meantime, Jason, Zach, and Trini have been invited to the International Peace Summit. They are freed of their Power Rangers duties, and 3 new ones are chosen. 3 teenagers they just rescued. But to transfer their power to the new ones, the Power Rangers must travel to the Forbidden Planet to get the Sword of Legend. Oh, so another level we get to do. Cool. Stage 5. Now to get the Sword of Legend, and I get to choose between the Red and White Rangers. I'm gonna choose White Ranger because I do plan on dying at the end of this stage. So I could play as the Red Ranger. This is because this is the final level in the entire game where you get to play as one of the Rangers. The final level, you're just playing as a Zord, as one of the Zords. And considering how difficult this game is gonna get real soon, dying shouldn't be too difficult a feat, I imagine. So Goldor got away, now we need to try to finish him off. I honestly wonder if Rita Repulsa, Goldor, or Zed ever got beaten in the original Power Rangers series. I do know that the original Power Rangers continuity made all the way to Power Rangers in Space. I sort of lost interest in Power Rangers while watching Lost Galaxy. Now we have Falling Rock, so yeah, I think there's definitely a decent chance of dying here. Because of the falling rocks. So yeah, I'm definitely getting creamed here. Oh, come on! Alright, got an extra credit. Okay, so I have to destroy this thing. And I'm dead. Alright, now I get the chance to play as the Red Ranger. So there, I fulfilled my perfect playthrough conditions of playing as every single ranger in the game. Granted, all I'm doing right now is fighting the statue, which does nothing. But then all these items are just dropping down on me, so there we go. All 6 Rangers, now just one more Zord. Rocky, Aisha, and I receive the power from the sword and become the new Power Rangers. It's too late to look back. We must face the future, and the future is now, cried Rocky. Yeah, let's go kick some ooze, yelled Aisha. So now we're back to the movie plot. Where we now get to take on Ivan Ooze in the final boss battle. This time his 2 little contraptions have merged into one singular entity. The final level. Now last time I played as Falcon Zord, so I'm gonna be Ninja Megazord. Again, I do think playing as Ninja Megazord here will probably make the final battle a little more difficult. But hey, it's the Zord that defeats Ooze in the movie. So, something unique about this fight that's different from last time we fought this thing is that the Ivan Ecto M here has invincibility frames. Particularly when he attacks you, so you gotta basically lure him out. Alright, so that's it for this battle. Now we take it up into the stars. Don't let that booger man escape. Fight him on the moon. And interesting enough, now the two Zords have merged into a single entity, which doesn't actually do anything in terms of gameplay. You're still fighting as either Ninja Megazord or Falcazord. And this thing is super aggressive. And once again, it has invincibility frames, so I basically gotta bait him. So then I can attack him. Especially since he can wipe out your health bar in mere seconds, so... definitely not something to an enemy to underestimate. Oh, we're almost done. Come on. Oh, I'm down to critical health. I'm almost dead. Huh? That's it? Today's top 10. Well, I got top score, so... let's do M. Okay, how do I scroll between the letters? Yeah, that was weird. I beat the game already? Yeah, I'm trying to scroll between the letters. Alright, so that's my result. Score. That's my high score right there. How do I press start? Come on. Come on! Finally. So we get a cutscene out of this. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame that we basically had agency in beating the final boss taken away from us, but you know what? We've beaten the game. And that's all that matters in the end. Thanks to the Power Rangers, Angel Grove and the world have been spared from the terror known as Ivan Ooze. Ivan and his 50-foot monsters held us around us, said Bulk. There was no escape, said Skull. At that moment, we knew we were facing death straight in the eye, said Bulk. We could smell its breath, said Skull as laughter echoed inside the juice bar. Power Rangers had a little help from us. In fact, they are thinking of making us honorary Power Rangers, as the crowd around them snickered. We held Ivan and his monsters off until the Power Rangers showed up. Then we let the Rangers finish him off, said Bulk as the crowd laughed. Yeah, I remember Bulk and Skull, those idiot bullies who get punked on and humiliated at the end of every episode. And even in the movie, if memory serves. So, this game was insanely easy. I really only needed to use save states between the levels, and I didn't need to rely on the rewind feature all that much. I think only NBA Jam was done with less editing, and that was all one take. So this is Yeah, it's not the greatest game in the world, but I can't say that that there is no fun factor to this. The music definitely gets you psyched up to continue playing, and honestly, it does its job well, just like in the show itself. And honestly, so long as you have fun, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I know it's Power Rangers, it's stupid as all hell. And I was very quick to outgrow it. I only stuck around through Power Rangers in Space and Lost Galaxy because they started to have storylines that honestly felt a bit grown up. But by that point, I felt a little old for Power Rangers and just stopped watching. And yes, I kind of followed on the nostalgia critic bandwagon, calling it stupid and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe someday I may see the movie again and watch it with more grown-up eyes. Maybe put myself in my parents' shoes to see how exactly they feel taking me to see this movie. Are they just happy that I actually enjoyed the movie at the time? Or were they themselves super cringy? I imagine that a lot of the movies I want to see, my parents basically had to tolerate. They had to tolerate a lot of the choices, a lot of my interests and tastes, so to speak. So I'm not quite sure what else more to say. These credits just sort of go on for a while. But it does make me wonder, how did my parents feel taking me to see this film on the big screen? How do they feel watching this, having to watch this movie? Because I don't think as an adult, I honestly don't think they liked Power Rangers. I know they did not like Batman or Robin. And what other stuff? So I can probably understand why, as we grew older, that they basically started picking against my personal preferences. But as I said, it does leave one to wonder. And for that, I had no choice but to appreciate my folks for what they've done for me as a kid. Like, they had to pay good money to take me to see a movie on the big screen, and a movie in particular that they probably did not like. And they had to do that several times as a kid. I mean, okay, sure, they loved their Disney films. Speaking of my mom and dad, they actually like Space Jam, so it doesn't hurt as much. But that's all there is to it. If you like what you see here, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And tell me, what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. With all that said, Mike Gordon, sign out.